Thank you for being here on our another great BrightInvestor office hours. Happy to be here. Hopefully, you guys have been able to check out the new version that was launched on Wednesday and take it for a spin. But that new version just got released. If you haven't already logged in to check out the new version, please make sure you go do so. I can tell you since then, we've already made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more upgrades. That'll probably be going out next week or the week after. With the plan for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to go. So, new version was Wednesday. We made 11 upgrades since then. Another 16 should come out next week as well. So, just be ready for those as we'll be getting some more and more new stuff out there for you. Um, let's see here, other announcements for right now. We just did our first webinar of the new year for the One Rental at a Time community, going over how to find some top markets in 2025 and how to find emerging areas inside those markets. Even gave some of my top picks for new spots in 2025. So that webinar was just the other day. We'll be having more webinars on that similar topic over the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes peeled for emails inviting you to those webinars. Other announcements for right now. Let's see. I don't have anything else right now at the moment. So I'll go ahead and open up the floor for those who are it's your first time being here or repeat attendees of BrightInvestor office hours. This is an open conversational format for everyone here to ask questions about how to use BrightInvestor more effectively, how to analyze markets, how to analyze deals. If you have a particular deal you want help looking at, you need some support, or if you need to be able to just chit chat for a bit and for some upgrades you'd like to see come to the platform, this is the time and the place. But this is just meant to be open and help people as much as I can and give back a little bit. So without further ado, Pedro, see your hand up. I'm going to go ahead and unmute yourself. Love to talk to you, man. How you doing?
I'm fine. Hi, hello. My name is Pedro. I think this is the second time. I tried to log in Wednesday, but in here is 1 o'clock, and I forgot to check the Eastern time. So,
Oh, gotcha.
so I'm the one who sent you the email that I thought I was doing something wrong.
No
But
problem.
anyway, I'm using the Bright Investor. I'm not good with computers. You saw me. I'm old, but I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I did the flip because I'm going to school to fix and flip houses.
Okay.
So I did my first wholesale. I don't know how the way I did it, but I did it. But now on this one, I found one house, and when I go to the comps, it shows 1 mile up to 2 miles. Is not when it's not close to the ones that I need. Like it had to be a little bit more. It will have to be a mile. I don't know
Per
if
mile.
comes with your company or you're doing. It had to be 1 mile, no greater than 1 mile. And when you do exact, and 25 plus and minus on the square footage, I get that one. But when you go to the other one, everything wipes out. Like they don't find no comps whatsoever. So
Okay. When you have
anyway,
all those things together. Okay.
uh-huh. And then when I go to rentals, it's okay. I don't know about the rentals around here. I live in Marietta, Georgia.
Okay.
So uh, it doesn't add up with me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or because I do a square footage the way they teaching me in school. I go on square footage, rooms, year built, and
Yep.
the area. The crime rate, if I go to Atlanta, man, the crime rate is bad. If I
Mhm.
go to where is the Mercedes Benz, it's not real bad, but the houses market is high.
Mhm.
But to buy a house there, there's a lot of charts. And when I try to look at the comps and everything, it doesn't match with the thing I'm learning in school. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong with Bright Investor or if you can help me in that area.
Sure. Let's go and take it out. So when it comes to the comping, basically we use well, the correct term would be Boolean logic for the comp component. So every time you add on a more specific criteria, it stacks on top of it. So you're in Georgia right now, correct? You're looking
Yes,
at
yes,
this?
sir.
Okay. Okay. And where was it in Georgia?
Marietta.
Georgia. Okay. So for an example, if I'm in here and I'm looking for, well, let's just go ahead and show how I do this. I don't know anything about this area, so let me just see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, the dominant type of property in this area is single family houses. Okay, so
Yes,
90% of the market is single family here,
yes,
very obviously. And the type of property here is going to be 5 bedrooms. Okay, so a lot of big houses over here, four
yes,
and 5 bedrooms. That's
yes.
that's actually not very common. Very, very rarely do I find zip codes where the majority is 5 bedrooms or more. That's not very common at all. It's really cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a lot of big houses out here. So if I go ahead and search for a 4 bedroom or higher, we'll say 2 bath or higher property in this area, it's off market. Got like 3,000 of them. So I've got a lot of properties over here. And let's just click this one. Okay. So I've got this property. It's a 4 bed, 4 bath house, single family. This guy bought it a couple years ago for 725,000. It's the only one they own. Got it. So when we come here to sales comps, what this is first going to do is look for properties that are most similar to this without any filters applied. Once we go on here and we start adding on filters, our pool is going to get, smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So by doing an exact match for beds, it is now only going to look for comps that have an exact match of 4 bedrooms. And the same thing for bathrooms.
Yes,
Now, clearly, when I put on that exact match for bath, it's not finding a similar property nearby that also has the 4 bath. So
yes.
what that means is that we need to get a little, basically what it's saying is that it's not able to find a property that has that exact match with the bathroom as well. So what we have to do is try to get a little bit creative on finding a comp because we're not necessarily seeing another 4 bed, 4 bath. So here's what I recommend doing. And that's, you're not doing that wrong. That's just the market. That's just where this property's at. It's looking for a 4-4 and it's not finding. So that's why it throws that no properties found, because it's
Mm-hmm.
only going to show you a result if it matches exactly what you're saying. So
Okay.
instead, what I'm going to do is say, you know what, let's just only look at properties that are within, say, 20% square footage, and then also look for properties that were built in the same 10-year period. So what I'm finding is I have a lot of 4 bedroom, 3 baths that are similar size that were built in a similar period of time. Now, personally, the fact that this property has 30,000 square feet on its lot, huge, huge property, I'm going to turn that comp off because that's a lot more land that doesn't make sense.
That's right.
So once we have all of this, and then I'm going to also say I really don't want to look at anything that's over, let's say, 2 miles away. In this case, we're looking for these types of things. And I want to look for things that have sold in the last, let's say, 6 months. Now I have 4 bedroom properties. The major difference maker is the one extra bath that are within
Mm-hmm.
similar size. I'm turning off this comp, similar vintage, all within the last 6 months, 6 months or so, within about 2 miles or more, 2 miles or less. So based off of these comps, we're seeing an average price per square foot of $231. So what we're doing here to get this valuation is saying, based on all the properties that are sold nearby, we take how much money those properties are sold for and how much their square footage is. And we break that down to a price per square foot, which is right here. Then we take that square footage and multiply it by this property square footage. And once you do that, you get this number, estimated property value of $712,000. So this number comes from an automatic valuation model that we're running to say, if you just look at this property by itself, it's estimated to be worth $830,000. But when you look at the properties that have been selling recently, because of the nature of comps and their effect on property values, it's more accurate to say the property value is a little bit under that. So a more conservative number would be this $712,000. So that's how it's working. You're doing nothing wrong. It's just our system trying to be as exact as possible, telling you exactly what this is looking for. Now, what I can also tell you is that in our next release coming out next week, right now you can already click any one of these comps and instantly pull up the Zillow listing for it. On this next release, you will be able to come in here and edit. Oh, actually, I was wrong. You can do that now. So, like, if you have a comp and you're like, you know what, this property is actually like a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, you can actually click on this thing and you can now change the comps wherever you want based off your experience. So if you go walk a property and like let's say the data sets are saying it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and you know it's a 4, 3.5, you can now change that directly in here. So you have complete customization on everything you're doing. And the reason that's valuable is because now it'll better match this property as an exact comp. So this is now fully customizable for you as well.
Okay.
Does
The
that help
second
answer your
one,
question?
yes, sir. The second one, I'm sorry. The second one, when you go to analyze the deal analyzer, when you do
Yes.
fix and flip, it shows
Yes.
like less of the profit. Like if the house is not gonna sell by, I don't want to purchase for 100 and something, but I want to purchase for 300 or $400,000, and the
Okay.
repair is about 75,000. And when you go to net profit, it goes less. The other value interest, can I change it, or it stays on this area, or where these banks is getting these
Yeah.
numbers?
Absolutely. So when it comes to the fix and flip calculator, what this is doing, it is saying based off the sales comps that we just pulled for this
Mm-hmm.
property, that $712,000 number, that number is going right here in the ARV. That number is being
Mm-hmm.
automatically put in here. Then when you put in here, you put your purchase price. And so the gross profit is simply the difference between your after repair value and your purchase price if you were to sell it. That's the gross profit. So without having to pay your costs. What we're then doing is taking the property's renovation cost, the holding costs of paying your mortgage, taxes, and insurance, and putting that into the holding and repair cost.
Mm-hmm.
So you're grossing 407, but it would to pay off your private money lender and to renovate the property, you're going to spend about 85,000 in this
Mm-hmm.
case. And that's where this number comes from. 79,000 plus 5874 gets you right around
Mm-hmm.
here. So that's where that number comes from.
Yes.
Then we have the sale costs. So that's your commissions.
Mm-hmm.
That's your commission. That's the cost that you're going to incur in trying to sell this property.
Mm-hmm.
So this is saying at the end of the day, when you sell this, if you buy it for 300 and sell it for 712, you will gross 407,000. But once you paid off your repairs, your holding costs, and the commissions, you should walk away with 279,000. That's how that math is working here. And so if you want to
Okay.
change any of that, you absolutely can. So for example, if you're getting a better interest rate, if you're going to put more money down, and on our part, we're adjusting this fix and flip calculator to better include hard money. So we're adding in the ability to do points and some other more customizations on here to be a little bit more accurate. But all of this is completely customizable, but that's how this calculator works.
Yeah, because that's what I'm learning. I'm using hard money lender and gap finders. And when I
Yep,
use this, I said, whoa, whoa, it's not working. This one isn't working. What I'm doing wrong. Now I understand this. Yeah, okay, I got it in this one.
absolutely. And so
Okay,
that's if you have any other questions, let me know. But hopefully that helps kind of clear up exactly what's going on here and how you can use it more effectively, more confident.
okay. And the last one, and I'll let you go. I know the last
No,
one.
you're fine. This is what that time is for. You're totally fine.
Okay, I found a house about 3 blocks from me,
Okay.
and I found when you click on this the filters to find people, I forgot the name of it. I found the name of the person when the
Yes.
house is sold. I mean, leave or left the house is being vacant for almost 6 months. So I
Okay.
went to tax records. I cannot find nobody. But Bright Investors, I found the person, but the price on the house is too high. It needs a lot of repair.
Okay.
So my question is this: if I cannot find this number or this name or this person on Bright Investors, there's Bright Investor has another way to find the owner of the house?
Yeah, so in this case scenario, so if, when you looked up the property, did they have like a name down here for the
Yes,
owner info? Okay.
yes,
And did you click skip trace?
yes. That's the one. Yes, yes. And I
Okay,
found the person. I just got the paper right here. I was doing this morning, so I have
perfect.
the
Okay,
name and everything. But I'm saying because I tried it before another one, and the person that answered was not the person that I cannot find nobody nowhere, and the house is
gotcha.
still vacant, and I'm trying to find who's the owner.
Okay. The other potential option that we can work with is the lender. So that's why we started adding in more information about the loan on the property. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, for this one, we know the lender was Broker Solutions Inc. So this is an example of I would look up that company and say, "Hello, I'm trying to buy this
Oh, okay,
property. I
okay.
know it's vacant. This address. I'm looking to see, can you get me in contact with the owner, or if this loan has been sold, can you put me in touch with that person?" So that specifically is why we added in the lender's name now. And we added in more details about the actual loan to help you give some more feedback on tracking those people down. That's
Oh, okay.
also why we are working on LLC skip tracing. So we have the functionality to be able to, if the owner is a corporation or an LLC, we have the functionality to be able to pierce the corporate veil and find out who the person is behind the LLC. It's We're working on it in the back end. It's hard to do, but we're working on it. So now you'll be able to do both individual owned properties and corporate owned properties and skip trace both of them when we have the information.
Okay, okay. I have more questions, but I need to let somebody else ask their question. But so
Hey,
far, thank you. I got it. The other one, maybe Wednesday, I'll ask the other one so I don't take more time for you. So thank you. Appreciate
sure.
it. And you opened my eyes. I went, boom, I got it. Thank
Perfect.
you.
That absolutely, man. And anytime you have questions, this is exactly what this is for. Please keep coming back. Please asking things because my goal is to make you successful as much as possible. So no questions off the table. Please, anytime you need something, you let me know.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Uh, without any other questions right now, I will go ahead. I'll just do a quick rundown of everything that was new as of Wednesday, just so you guys have an idea of what you're looking at. Um, we gotta see here. So for most properties, some of the new stuff. Um, for the properties that we have it, property photos should now be live. So if you click on a property, I don't know, like this one, hopefully. When we have more property photos for properties and there's multiple photos available, this will have a little arrow icon and you can click on it and you can actually open up multiple photos and click through them, including sometimes interior photos as well. So be on the lookout for that for interior photos. Second, you can now on the sales comp section, you can now edit everything in here. So you can have this little listing, and then you can edit bedroom, bathrooms, square footage. All of this can now be edited to your liking. Like I just talked with Pedro, we added more information on the lender, including, potentially what their mortgage rate is or what kind of loan it is. You guys might remember this one, the icons now. So now whenever you click on a property, whenever you log back into BrightInvestor, this little eye icon will show up and tell you the last time that you clicked on that property, saying, "Hey, just a reminder, you saw this on this date." If you edit the property's information, like here, so if you come up here and let's say, you edit this property and instead of being on the market for instead of a 3 bath, it's a 4 bath. And when you click save, remember this little icon shows up reminding you that you edited the data. Now, when you're in the sidebar, the next time that you log in to BrightInvestor, that little red icon will be here as well, telling you that you changed something. Was that here? Here. I think it was this one. Yeah, it's this one. And also if you take a note on the property and you say something to the tune of, whoops, here, um, test, 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 and you take a note and then you will exit out of a property. Now this little note icon shows up telling you that you added a note or you took notes on this property on this date. So all of that is an update from you guys asking me for that. So happy to say that's now live in the system. What else is on there? You can, we made some visual edits in the sales comp section. Um, we made it easier to download lists. When you're doing property lists, you can now download lists easier. We've also made some updates to be able to search for up to 250 or 500 properties at a time. The other big component on sales comps, we had a user write in about this. I'm always hope you guys know too. I'm always anytime you have any questions, even the hard questions, I'm always happy to talk about them too, especially if something's not working. Those are my favorite times. But this person wrote in about sales comps, and whenever we have a property that we don't have the last sales price for, but we have an estimated property value, we highlight that in red here on the sold price. What you can now do is click this button. And what this will do is any property that we don't have the last sale price for, but we have an estimate on the property value, if you don't want to see those comps, you can turn this off and you won't see them. You'll only see properties that we have an actual, we know this property sold for this much. So if you want to get rid of any property estimates. So that's what this button now does. Now, some people like it, some people don't. So we want to give you guys the option to click that button, be able to choose for yourself. You will also note that for all the data on BrightInvestor, we got our annual census update. All of our census data has been updated through 2023. So that includes your population, your income, your asset types, bedroom count, rent to own ratio, or that's all been updated another year with the latest and greatest information. Um, let's see here. When you search for properties now in BrightInvestor, I think, let's see here. You did that right. Was that not quite right? No, it's okay. That's coming out soon. Not quite yet. Okay, that's fine. So those are some of the larger upgrades that have come out recently. Some of the stuff you guys are going to be seeing in this next upgrade include the ability to edit other parts of the property data. You guys are going to have the crime pin legend now on the sidebar to make it easier to understand what crimes are where. Um, we've made a bunch of progress on sizing the screen. I know it's boring, but now if you look up, if you're on BrightInvestor on different types of computers, it will now adjust to your guys' screens better. So pieces of information aren't hidden or unclickable. Um, One of our users asked about the individual owned filter. So when you're looking for deals, you guys will now be able to add a filter down here that right now we have corporate owned. So if you're looking for properties that are owned by an LLC, you can filter for that. We will now have the opposite. So if you're looking for properties that are only owned by individuals, no corporations or LLCs, you can filter for that specifically. Coming out here soon. You will also then be able to filter by building square foot, lot square foot, and year built. So when you're searching up here, if you want to be able to search for properties by when they were built for vintage, you'll be able to search for that. And then for those who are here for Chester's request, you can now filter for properties by how many stories they have. So if you're looking for a 1 or 2 or 3 story building. So those are all some things that are coming out in the next version as well, including we're also expecting that on our next release, we'll have our crowdsourced crime data. So as a reminder, this is a very big upgrade, but in areas where we don't have official police reporting for crime data, we have partnered with someone to be able to bring call-ins. So basically, if someone has dialed 911 and they've self-reported a crime or something that they've seen in the area, but it hasn't made its way through all the way through the data systems yet, we should be able to see that data more prevalently. The goal is we should have crime coverage in a lot more places once that data is released. So that'll be coming out next week as well. And then a bunch of other tiny fixes and upgrades as well. So money. Let me see anything else coming out that's big and fun and new. there's some back end stuff that we've been wanting to do to make the product a little bit better. But that is the update that I have for Bright Investor for what came out and what's coming out here very shortly. So let me go ahead and open the floor up for questions again. Let's see here. All right, Jason, also got your message here about the property we're looking at. I'll go ahead and take a look at that here as soon as I can. All righty. Any questions, comments, concerns that I can help with today that are top of people's minds?
Um, I had a question.
Yeah,
So I saw some previous videos and you had a heat map of permits.
yeah, mm-hmm,
I was wondering
yeah,
if
yeah. We did.
why, yes,
That's
why,
true. We
yeah,
did.
why it's out and how would it be possible to do something similar?
Yeah. So I gotta get on the team to update those videos because that's just I gotta get the team to make sure we upgrade those old videos. Also, I'm gonna tell the team right now to upgrade old videos. So basically, we had build permits in the product as a way to be able to filter for where development was happening. The coverage was a little bit sparse when it came to how many cities had it, and it was also very, very expensive. Very expensive data type that we actually found not many people were using. So we looked at how many clicks it actually got. People liked having it, but people didn't actually use it consistently, and so the cost was just too much to justify to have it. So that's why that left. For those who are using Bright Investor like about more than 4 months ago, 5 months ago, you'll note that we cut about 30% of the data types outside of Bright Investor. And if you don't notice it, perfect, because we were that's great. What we did was and that wasn't just random. We looked at all the buttons that you guys clicked the most, and there was stuff at the bottom that you guys just didn't click on. So we're just like, we'll just get rid of that. And we've had maybe 3 people reach out about specific ones. So that was all in our effort to make it more streamlined and more efficient, to have those data types there for what you actually want. Otherwise, it ended up being like a lot of buttons to click, and it was a little overwhelming. So build permits may come back in the future. I can't guarantee they will. For the foreseeable future, they won't be coming back because it's just something it's nice, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just not just. It just doesn't make sense right now.
Yes, I was just trying to, I thought that was a nice filter just to
Yeah,
see, or mostly just to see, it would give you an idea of where people are buying. So
yeah.
there's probably other ways also to go about it.
Hmm.
Doesn't necessarily need to be permits, but
Exactly. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it in the future, and as we grow as a company, it could make more sense to bring it back. It's just something that we've got to do to, see how we can make it the most powerful, but also most simple version possible.
yeah, and I mean, I could just probably look sales, how
Mhm.
many sales that have been happening in by zip code or something like that.
Exactly.
hmm
Absolutely.
So
But thank you for that, because now I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna to make sure those videos get taken down on the old version. Uh, there's
they're
some.
still useful. It's just,
Yeah, it's good. We'll re-record them for all the new stuff we're doing. Um, at some point, I'll have to send all of you guys a video of what BrightInvestor looked like when it first launched. Oh my gosh! If you want a good laugh, uh, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. What BrightInvestor looked like when it first came out. I'll happily send it to you because wow, it was rough.
fun.
It was rough, but always doing more, always upgrading. Let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right. Any other questions that I can help with? Yuri, I think I saw you were gonna ask something.
Yes, I have a property that you can help me analyze or see it.
Yeah. What do you got?
Okay, let me give you the address. It's 1150. I'm gonna spell the street for you. B is boy, A-B-C-O-C-K Road.
BAVOCK.
C-K.
In what city?
San Antonio, Texas.
All right. 1150 Babcock Road. Okay, let's take a crack here. So as always, oh, someone else has joined the room. Gotta let them in. Okay. As always, we're gonna go and break this down. Now, San Antonio, I know a little bit more because I own buildings in San Antonio, but we're gonna do this the legit way, as if I know nothing about this market.
Okay.
First off, appreciation for this part of town. This is already gonna help. This is a single family house,
Multifamily,
multifamily. Okay.
154
Oh,
units.
154 units.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right, so let's go ahead and analyze the market area around here then. So home prices have been going up pretty consistently. They've been stabilizing around the 270 mark. So I'm going to use that as my kind of benchmark for how affordable the local market is. Next thing I'm going to look at is rents. So for a 2-bedroom property in this area, definitely an outlier there. I'm going to go ahead and move past that and just focus here. Rents have been pretty consistent here. It's averaging right around 1275. Okay. And how about for 3-bedroom, 2 baths? Okay, so 3 2s are seeing a bit of a pullback here when it comes to their rents. I don't want to, yeah, when it comes to their rents, seeing a bit of a pullback down here. So the 2 bedrooms are holding their rents a little bit better than those 3 bedrooms are. So I'd watch out for the unit mix here. If it's a lot of 3 2s or 3 bedrooms, just be careful of the fact that rents are coming down a little bit. We're going to take a look at the population growth for this particular area as well. It's down just a little bit. Don't love it, but let's go ahead and check out the income. If the income is going up, this should be a sign of some gentrification. Oh yeah, for sure. That's great. So very quickly going up in income, which is awesome. Very, very fast income growth, which is great to see. I love it. You can see 2023, another massive jump, and about 12 to 14% jump just in 1 year. So I love the income growth. I like that the 2-bedroom rents have been stabilized and the appreciation has been stabilizing. For what I'm seeing here, because the appreciation has been relatively stable, home prices are continuing to get out of affordability, but they're not falling. So the big decider for someone right now to buy a property as multifamily in this area is how much will it cost someone to buy a single family house versus rent from you. And right now, the average price is about 270. So on an average mortgage, we look at how much that's going to cost, and we compare that to our rents. That's going to be a huge conversation here. I'm a little concerned about the 3 bedrooms, so I wanted to ask you what the unit mix looks like if it's 1 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms. The population growth is down a little bit, but the income is going up very, very quickly, which is a good sign for us. And we look at the type of rent to own ratio in this area. Yeah, we're seeing a huge shift. Over 8,000 new units for owners have been created for owners here. So it's now 68% owner occupied. So a lot of people are moving here and buying homes. Now you'll see here that the renter ratio is at 32%. My rule of thumb is 30 to 40%. So we're just starting to get on the lower end of that side. Because of the fact we have so many owners coming in and home prices here are only 270, I'm a little concerned about how easy it might be for someone to choose to buy a house instead of rent from us if we're going to be in this area. That's probably why we're seeing the 3-bedroom rents come down a little bit. So I would be hesitant to buy a property if it's going to be close to the top of the market for rents, and be much more interested in buying something that has 1 bedroom or 2-bedroom rents that are significantly cheaper than what it would cost someone to own a house in this market. Now, to confirm that, I'm going to come over here to asset type and just see what kind of units are available here. Yeah, and you got over 2,000 housing units of commercial apartment buildings, a lot of 2-plexes, 4-plexes. There's a lot of multifamily here, which is great. A lot of multifamily in this neck of the woods, so that makes total sense. Now, when it comes to the area around it, let me take a quick look at our schools nearby. Got a really awesome school right up the road, Baskin Elementary, which is great. Some average schools, below average, some okay schools. How about charter? How about private? Okay, There's some below averages, some average schools, so decent schooling. And we check out the local crime stats around this area, just to go ahead and pique my interest. That's perfect. I mean, you can't really, you kind of thread the needle there, Yuri. I mean, definitely a lower crime neighborhood. I'm seeing some more crime to the south. In fact, if you focus on this street, it's hugging this Bandera Road. This street is attracting more crime, and then this area we're seeing a lot more robbery, theft from motor vehicle, some larceny, and some vandalism. But this neighborhood of Hillcrest, lower crime. I love that. Love that a lot. So if we go ahead and check out this property, right? Granted, no BrightInvestor has built the residential, but we do have some commercial data. We can see it is a multifamily apartment complex, absentee owned. It got a loan from the bank for $7.5 million back in 2020. So they've owned it for just about 4 years. They have it owned by an LLC, and here's their mailing address. If you're gonna do a direct mail campaign, there's your property right there. 1-bedroom apartments in this area, if you're going to be renting them out for your underwriting, are going for about $890, $870, $890. And 2s are going for about $1,056. Okay, about that realm. So about call it $850 and $1,050 for 1s and 2 1s in this area. So overall, let's take a really quick look here. This owner also owns, oh, look at that. So when you click linked properties, what we're doing is searching for this ownership information. So the person behind that LLC owns 2 laundromats, another apartment complex, another laundromat, and the 4 agricultural properties, another multifamily, more agricultural and rural land, a lot of land, a farm, and a ranch. So this guy owns a lot of stuff. And from what I can tell, he owns at least 3 apartment complexes. So this could be a good owner to get in touch with and see if he's willing to sell off maybe either his multifamily or that laundromat here. But that's my high level, quick and dirty, Yuri. Hope that helped.
Yeah, it did. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I always like finding people that own a lot of stuff nearby. That's always fun. All righty. Any other questions, comments, concerns, deals? So I'm actually also looking at a multifamily deal in San Antonio right now. Another 200 unit. It's way down. Where the heck is it? It's over here. It's like down here somewhere. It's outside the city. I'm looking at a 200 unit way down there, which would be fun. Let's see here. Any other deals, any questions, any data that I can help with for today? Happy to support wherever I can.
Can you go back and see if you find comparables to the property that we just analyzed?
We can take a look at it. Sure. I'm not confident we'll have comps for it. Besides the fact, the most important piece of the information that we could look at for this property is knowing the NOI. So I can see if we have any sales comps for it. So we have some, but it's going to be wildly, some multifamily. Yeah, 54,000, a couple other apartment complexes nearby, but it's going to be all over the place when it comes to the size. And like, this is residential multifamily. None of these are 140 unit buildings. When it comes to the comps for the commercial multifamily, the most critical component is just the cap rate and the NOI. So if you know the 144 units, right? Do you have? Is it on market or off market?
It's on the market.
Okay, and what do they want for it price wise?
14,500,000.
So $100,000 a door. Okay, so 100K a unit. So basically just taking how much they want it for divided by how many units there are. So they're asking for $100,000 per unit to buy the building. So what I look for when it comes to commercial multifamily, very, very quick rule of thumb. I highly recommend this.
Okay.
Take whatever the price per unit is So that's simply how much they're asking for the property divided by how many units there are. And in this case, that's $100,000 per unit. If the average in-place rent is above 1% of the price per door, it's a good deal. So 1% of $100,000 per door is $1,000. If that property's average rent is over $1,000, that should be a good deal. But if the average rent of that property is below $1,000, it's going to look like a worse deal. That's my general rule of thumb for quick math. The other second part about this is we'd have to know what the NOI is, the net operating income for that property, for us to make an accurate offer on it, to be able to understand how the cap rate and the NOI work together. And I think Jason's here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Jason knows what I'm talking about. We had a whole conversation, about an hour-long conversation yesterday about NOI and cap rate and how we can justify the valuation there. So that's what I would be. That's kind of my recommendation, and I'd ask you to find out the NOI if you don't already have it.
I think I have it, but I have to look for it. Let me see. Because I look at the see. Well, it's gonna take me a while to find it. We can move on.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the commercial stuff's a whole other beast.
Right.
But it can be very, very lucrative. If you know how to take a look at it, how to take a crack at it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see here. Anything else that I would like you guys to know about that we're working on here? I'll announce this now. You don't feel like you have to share it. This is something we'll kind of keep to ourselves for now. As of February 1st, as of right now, any person in the planet can go to BrightInvestor.com and sign up with just the name and email address and start using our free version. We don't ask for any credit card information, anything like that. As of February 1st, for the first time in 2 years, that is going away. So now to use BrightInvestor at all, it will be to access the free trial. It will require you to put in some type of payment information. It won't charge. You guys already have accounts, so it doesn't matter for you. You're already over that hump. But new people will have to put in something, and they'll get a 2-week, basically, full version trial. The goal of that being, we want people to be able to experience the entire spread of features that BrightInvestor offers, without being worried about people coming in and scraping our site and never paying for any information. We've had that a couple times, unfortunately. It's pretty cool because you can see folks who will make 10,000 requests in less than 25 seconds, and they're using our site to pull a bunch of information and trying to do other stuff. So we had to put up some walls against guarding for that. So that will be happening on February 1st. And then we have some other announcements we'll be making here soon as well in February with BrightInvestor. But that's the only other thing I think we got to talk about right now. Unless there are any other questions about what we have going on here. And Pedro, of course, we could talk more on Wednesday as well at our next session. You let me know.
Hey,
We can go. Oh, Dolores, hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing good.
Good. Hey, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm trying to find this property, but I'm unable to locate it in BrightInvestor. And then sometimes I can use the parcel number to find properties. Is that something that's available for BrightInvestor?
That's a good idea. I don't know. I should know. Parcel
I've tried to
number.
use it, but I haven't been successful. So
If I don't know, the answer is probably not in there, but I probably could add that. I could probably add that in.
yeah,
to
so
make
let me
that
give
something
you the address so you can see what I'm talking about. So it's
perfect.
15-1907 13th Avenue.
15-1907. Okay. 13th Avenue.
Yeah. And it's in Keeau, Keeau.
K-A-E,
K-E-E. I'm sorry.
K-E,
K-E-A-A-U.
Q, Keanu Reeves. Got it. Okay. All right. Let's see here. 15, 1. Okay. 15-1907. Okay, got it. So in BrightInvestor, it comes up as 1907 15th Avenue.
Let me
I
see.
share my, is this
It's
is,
13th Avenue. I'm sorry. It's not 15th. It's 13th.
oh, 13th. Okay, let me see here. Okay,
So
let me try.
15-1907 13th Avenue.
15. Let's see here. 15, 15-1526 13th Avenue. Oh, I'm close. Okay. It's not that one though. Okay. 15-15-1526.
No.
Clear.
15. Oh,
13th Avenue. That's the address. That's what it looks like right there, right? That one.
yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Okay, so we're right there. I think that hyphen is probably what's given us trouble about
Yeah, I did it
that
without
kind of looking.
the hyphen and I combined them, but I couldn't
Okay,
do
I'm
it.
gonna do this little manual searching here. So 15-15-73. Here's what I'm gonna do. Can you email me with that address?
Yep.
Because this is one of those exact fringe cases that I like you guys telling me about of what happens when I have an address that has a hyphen, the dash in the middle. That's perfect. So email me that because what I can do is go in our database and see how those properties show up. Because we'll probably have to do some little bit more custom coding for some of these Hawaii properties that put that around. So let me know. And the best I can do right now is I'll put a pin in it until I have a solution for you. And I can see what I can make happen.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Yeah, I know
Absolutely.
that sometimes that's why I was asking about the parcel number because
Mhm.
I know sometimes when I'm looking for vacant land or other properties that do have addresses but maybe haven't been purchased or sold in the last, I don't know, 15-20 years or whatever. Sometimes
Mhm.
I can't find it, and so I've used the APN or the property identification number. I know every county calls it something else, but basically that number to
Mhm.
kind of help find the property. So if that's something that could be added, that would be
Very
phenomenal.
helpful, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking because what we have when you go to satellite view, we do pop open the address numbers here.
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is I'm looking for it because here's 15-19-13
Mm-hmm.
13th Avenue. And
Right.
I'm noting this property right here doesn't have that pin that I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
for. So here's 1905. It's probably is it land or a property?
So it's designated land, but they do have some buildings that are not really permitted.
It's probably right here. Here's 15905. It's probably right here. And this is what my issue is. So what happens if I do this? 15-8-19 14th Ave. Here's 15-15-26 13th. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that. So
Okay.
based off the address you've given me, this is where I'd find 15-1907 13th Street
Mm-hmm.
right here. So this is probably it. So I just gotta go ahead and see what I can do and find that for you.
Okay.
I will add that down. And I will have and I want to call this the Dolores task in my system for APN lookup. See how we can make that a little easier for you. Okay, got it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. All righty. This is all really good stuff. So this is all the fun stuff or just like little tweaks here and there to make it worth it. Make it happen. Okay. All right, guys. Any other last minute questions or comments or requests that I can take where we sit today? Otherwise, I will see you guys all on our next Wednesday office hours and hopefully have some upgrades for some of these requests as well. Isn't that so cool? This whole section is all developed, and there's all of this which is undeveloped right here. That's interesting. All this undeveloped land, and then this little section that is. Okay.
I had a question, but it can wait for Wednesday. It was how to add properties on the sale comps or rent comps.
Yes. And we're working on that on the back end. 'Cause I think that was not in the initial punch. I know the editing was, the adding was not in there. So I put that on the team board here for us to add for you, to be able to add those things in. So we'll see if I have an update for that on Wednesday with some of the other upgrades that we have coming out here. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh yes, Brain, thank you. We are also in a push to get more testimonials and from people who've been enjoying coming to office hours using BrightInvestor. Brain, thanks for the reminder. In the chat, there is a link that lets you just write like 1 or 2 sentences about your experience coming here. If you wouldn't mind taking the 30 seconds to write something up, we'd really, really appreciate it. It could be anything about using the platform. It could be about office hours. It could be about, I guess, me. But anything would really be a huge benefit to us as we look to ramp up telling people about how we've been able to help you guys in your journey. All you got to do is click that link and it should make this nice and easy. But with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up for the day. And I will see you guys all next Wednesday for our next office hours. Until then, thank you guys so much for being here and hope it was helpful.
Thanks,
Thank
Donata.
you. Bye bye.
You got it. All righty. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.